questions from the floor, so raise your hand if you've got a question or comment. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Mary Carol Fryer. I'm in Center County, and the people that I need to contact are Jake Corman and Carrie Benninghoff. Both of them, I need some strategy from you as to how I can encourage these folks to vote for a severance tax that will do the job that we've been talking about this evening. So, can you give me some talking points for these two?
We need that for Clayton County as well. That's why we're here. So it's very hard for us to...
I want to make a point too.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, look, if people have different perspectives on economics and on political views, some people think that if you tax corporations, you're going to diminish the ability to create jobs. One of the things you should understand is the economics behind this. Ultimately, I do not believe these companies are going to pay this tax themselves. Because when you build a business model, you oftentimes try to pass on to the end user of the product the cost of producing the product. I mean, after all, if you build a car and you don't pass the cost on to the person buying the car, you're not going to be in business very long, right? So in this case, and this has not been discussed tonight, the ultimate end user of this gas is going to be people outside of Pennsylvania. Because in 2 years we will be an exporting state, which means that we will send more gas out of state. So really what you have to explain to Representative Benninghoff and to the Senator and to your constituents who are fearful of taxing corporations because they think that they will drive them away, that what happens if we do not pass this is that very large companies will keep the money that ultimately is paid by the end user. So for example, in Pennsylvania right now, we're all paying the severance tax. If you use natural gas, we pay it. It's built into the commodity price of the gas, and we buy our gas from Texas, West Virginia, Louisiana, and a portion of the price. Now some people argue and say, no, Rick, that's not true. But here's what you have to understand. If 38 states charge this 6% fee, logic is, and economics is, that the commodity price, because a commodity market means that it's bought on supply and demand. When the price of gas drops very, very low, they may not be able to recover that cost. Because when the economy shrinks the way it is now, that's why businesses are going out of business. We can't pay and cover our costs because the demand for our product is either not there or we're getting so little for it, whether it's rents or natural gas. But read the Range Resources annual report. They say in the annual report that even when the price of natural gas drops to $3, I think it is, John, $3, they are making a 10% return. Because you have to understand something. While your neighbor might be getting $2,500 for his lease, there's a whole lot of land here that was leased for $5, $1. There are leases. I met a constituent the other day. His lease has him paying all the costs of production before he gets anything. He signed a lease 4 or 5 years ago. Under that lease, the gas company is allowed to recoup all their costs, and it has renewal for another 5 years. So you have to balance the payment of $2,500, which sounds like a lot in the royalties and now, with the fact that there's a whole lot of acreage being. And you also have to understand the economics, that the end user, the people in Baltimore, New York, Chicago, Boston, it will get it built into the commodity price of the gas and they'll pay it. And by the way, that's not a bad thing. Because one of the reasons we have pollution is that we never charge the end user for some of the creation of the product that causes pollution. Do you understand that? If we don't charge, if I make a mess making a product and I don't have to charge anyone to clean it up and it just sits there, that's pollution. Okay? But if you start to charge people and then it gets put back into cleaning it up, then actually you also encourage the end users not to waste it. Because the end users now are paying for part of cleaning it up, and so they become more responsible citizens. So from an economics point of view, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, conservative or liberal, it makes good economic